Oh, hi, Anna.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
I'm a little nervous,
Don't be
but I
nervous.
feel
Don't be nervous. I'll
I,
be very gentle, I promise.
I feel compelled to share some information against an argument some of those MAGA callers tend to use a lot. And I don't expect it to change their mind, but it might make me feel better just to put it out there into the
Sure.
universe. Maybe
Sure.
um, they often say that Trump is a rapist,
Right.
and that women are lying.
It's nonsense. We
Yeah,
all know he's a racist bigot. We all know this is the guy that defends the Confederate flag. We all know this is a guy who's been civilly sued thousands of times because he didn't want black people living in his properties. It's not even up for discussion. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
oh, I'm I'm a sexual assault survivor, and I won't go into
Mhm.
further detail. I don't want to, but I need to emphasize the following facts. Okay, only 2 to 10% of reported sexual assault claims are false. 63% of all of them go unreported.
Mm,
All reports filed against a sex offender
mm,
account for only 5% of their total sex offenses.
right.
And women reporting years or even decades after the crime is very common.
Of
And
course
they
it is.
rarely see
Yeah.
that case go to court.
Yeah.
And they rarely see justice served because of the way they are treated. Given these absolute facts based on statistical evidence, that means Trump has sexually assaulted or raped, at minimum, 46 women.
Well, let me start by saying this. I'm so sorry. Whatever happened to you, I'm very sorry that that happened to you. I wish it never happened to anybody. You sound like a lovely, nice lady. Number two, we know of 25 to 30 women that have already come forward and said that Donald Trump sexually abused them or raped them, including his ex wife in a court deposition. We also know he's a liable sexual abuser, the E. Jean Carroll case. So I want to ask you a question. As a victim of sexual assault, and again, I am so sorry that that happened to you. What would you say to the MAGA supporters out there that say it's not true and he's never done any of these things to women? What would you say to them?
I want to make this perfectly clear to them, okay? I have read the court filings of the women accusing Trump. They are, in all cases, save for one that deviated slightly in its language, undoubtedly true.
Mhm.
And this election is incredibly re traumatizing for people like me. The attempts to justify his behavior are unfathomable. And I'd like to share the following with them. People typically vote for the candidate who best reflects their values. So when I, as a rape survivor, see a Trump sign in someone's yard, I am terrified.
Yeah.
As a knee jerk instinct, I see the person living there as a danger. It
Yeah.
makes me scared. To shut my eyes at night and to protect myself, I have to assume you're a bad person with bad intentions. At the very least, you're making a choice to let an offender do as he pleases to other women. And why on earth would anyone want to be seen that way as a bad person? And I'm not saying this to demonize or hurt people's feelings.
But you're right.
I'm saying
You're right.
that a
How does a woman look in the mirror and say, I'm voting for the sexual abusing, liable rapist? How does a husband look in the mirror and look at his wife and say, I'm supporting the man who's been accused of rape dozens of times? How do they do it, Anna? I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but I'll tell you this. There are people like you out there that could make a big difference in this election in November. So let's remember that. And I reemphasize again, I'm so sorry what happened to you, but your voice is very, very, very important. We all need to
I
listen to people like you. It's very important.
Well, thank you. And I hope reframing it, if anybody out there is listening, maybe it gives them some context. Maybe they never thought of that before.
Right.
It
You know
just
what I
may have
hate,
heard.
Anna? When people say, "Oh, well, why did it take this long for this person to come forward?" I mean, look at Bill Cosby, look at all these cases, and they say because a woman didn't come forward right away, somehow that means the it didn't happen. It's the
It's
dumbest thing I've ever
very,
heard.
it's extremely common. I never reported.
Right.
And it's my effort to control what happens next. I
Right.
mean, Harris is 100% accurate about that. I
Right.
need it in that moment to control what happened next to me.
Yeah.
And these
Yeah.
are up against a very powerful man, and he had resources to silence them, and that makes us even more
Well,
scared.
make no mistake about it. When he said grab women by the private parts, when people try to tell you who they are, believe them. Anna, I got to run, but I want to tell you, you're a very brave woman for calling into this show, and we need more voices like you. I'm so sorry about your history with this, but I am so proud of you for sharing your story and for hopefully enlightening others. And I really do appreciate you, Anna. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
Appreciate you. Wow, what a touching call that was, and I really feel for her, but at the same time, she always will have a voice on this show. All of you will always have a voice on this show, and I'm so sorry that she was a victim of this. And who knows how many victims are out there when it comes to Cheeto Jesus.